Jack here, and I've got with me the original Stylophone Retro Pocket Synth. I'm going to plug this into my audio interface recording setup to show you exactly what it sounds like in this video, as well as talk about my least favorite feature of the device, which is an issue with the tuning. But first thing, I want to go over a couple of features of the Stylophone. Of course, you have your pen. The easiest way to remove the stylus, I think, is to push it down this way and then pull up this way. It is attached on a wire. You don't want to cut or remove that wire because it's not just a string attaching it. It's actually the way that the thing is communicating. So do not detach that wire. On the left-hand side here, we've got two switches, the power switch and a vibrato on-off switch. Now, this is a synthesizer, but it's a very simple synthesizer, and that vibrato switch is pretty much the only setting that you can change on this device in regard to the sound itself. On the left-hand side, we've got your 1/8 inch or 3.5 millimeter audio out, which will be connecting to my Apollo interface in just a moment. On the other side, we've got our volume control here. This does change the volume for the internal built-in speaker, which is included, as well as the record out. On the front here, we've got our octave switch, got the low octave, the medium octave, and the high octave, which is a really nice feature. On the bottom, battery door that takes 3 AA batteries, not included, and a potentiometer that adjusts tuning. I'm going to max out the volume, and we'll see how it sounds. All right, not too bad. Let's go to the high octave. And the low octave. I'm going to go ahead and plug it into my system now so you can hear how the direct out sounds through your speakers. Now with it plugged in, I'll go ahead and play a scale. Not too bad. We'll try the high octave. Now this thing is a little bit touchy with how you play it, so you'll want to make sure that you press down firmly, because here, this is what happens if you're light with it. You kind of hear the little popping, crackling sound. That's what happens when you're a little too gentle with it. If you press down firmly, that won't be an issue. Now, when you slide it across, it's not a portamento. It's more of like a glissando in the sense that it plays all of the notes in a row. It doesn't glide from the lowest note to the highest note and vice versa. So we'll hear that. Now, this can make little kind of trills cool if you hold down one and slide just back and forth across to the next one. That's kind of cool. Pretty cool. And let's go ahead and turn on vibrato. We'll switch that on. I like the sound of that. Pretty cool. Now, my least favorite thing about this device, I'm going to pull up the tuner from Ableton Live on the screen here, just so you can see what we're dealing with. But I'm going to go ahead and tune the device at the C here. So we'll hold down C. And you can see it's relatively in tune. Let's go ahead and do the C above the next octave up. And you can see it's a little bit low, it's a little flat. So if I hold that down and go to tune it to adjust it, it's right about on. We'll go ahead and play the lower C again. And you can see now we're off. So if I were to use this in the studio in a song or with a performance, the more you go up above 1 octave or below 1 octave, if you alternate from the octave that you already tuned to, you're going to have some drift. Now, I don't know if this is unique to my device. I would think that it isn't unique to mine and that it's something that all of them experience. But just be aware of that. This is a fun little toy to play around with, to play melodies. It is a little bit limited. You might get bored with it quickly, but I think it's cool. Now, I am going to add some effects here just to show you what it sounds like if you do go ahead and add those effects. So here's a reverb. And then we'll add a delay. So as you can see, even with a very simple sound engine with effects added after the fact, this does end up being a really cool sounding little toy or instrument. If you have guitar pedals, you could run this through those, and the options there would be pretty endless. So whether you're looking at this because you want something to make noise in your backpack, or you think you might use it in your studio as an actual sound source or instrument, I think you can't go wrong picking up one of these Stylophone retro pocket synthesizers. They're just cool, they're nostalgic, they look great on the shelf, and I will enjoy mine. Thanks for watching.